Hi there folks, welcome to my YouTube channel, 4-Stroke Freedom. Now, what I'm going to do today, I'm going to get the Suzuki Gsx 1250 FA up on the skylift just for a quick demonstration. Now this is how I actually pack it, and if you pull that apart, you've got that there, which is the small little end, what goes in there, and the open end, what goes in there. Now that always goes in that side. Now when I was unpacking it, I did say, which I made a mistake, that whatever way your bike's facing, you just turn them around. But no, this always goes to the side of your stand, and the front of the bike always goes there because it's the heaviest part. It should have made sense to me when I was explaining it, but I'm afraid I made that mistake when I was doing the video, so I apologise for that. So what we're going to do today, I'm going to slip it under, connect it all up, but the first thing which I'm going to demonstrate is lifting the bike evenly rather than doing a nosedive or a wheelie position. Okay, so we'll crack on and we'll do that, folks. So right, the first thing what we're going to do, we're going to take this off here because that fits in the other side. So I'll leave that down there, and then I'll come across here. Now, if you see these things here, they actually come off of there on the swinging arm bolt, and there's one each side, so you just prise them off with a screwdriver nice and gently, so you don't have to mark the bike. And then you put this over there like that. Make sure your stand's up out of the way, and line her up nicely and try and put her in there like so, and pull her back, and that's one brake on and that's the other brake on. Okay, so that's pulled back in that position there. So holding on to the bike, I'm going to move myself around, and you've got to remember, folks, it is the first time doing it. So you put that in place, tighten up the little black handle, and then just put a little bit of tension on this for a second by screwing it in. Okay, and then what you do with your Allen key, there's an Allen key on the bottom of this arm here, an Allen bolt, and you pinch that up, not too tight, just pinch it up, and put this back in the same place. There's a holder on the jack. Now, just checking that everything's sound there, and then I'm going to screw this home just to lock it in position, and at the same time just keep woggling it, wiggly, or whatever you call the woggly wiggly word, to make sure it's in place. And that's in place there. Everything seems nice and hunky-dory. And we'll go around the other side. Now what I'm going to do now, I'm going to lock the bottom of the ram by turning it clockwise, and then just jacking it up a little bit. Now the reason I'm jacking it up a fraction is to clear where the bar goes in there, that it doesn't hit on the frame on the bottom. And this here is the device you use when you're putting the bike to have it level. So you want that in line with the back bobbin where the strap goes in. I put that in earlier to save fuffing around. And what I do now, loosen up the black handle what holds this in position, slide that in just roughly where it is there, and then I pinch up to hold that secure in place. And then what I do with this strap, I then connect it to the bottom bobbin and the top bobbin. And what they've actually gave you with this strap is an extra little buckle for a safety, just to give it that extra little bit of a strength there for you. So put that over there like that, put that over there like that, and tighten it up. Okay, and when that's in place, you pull this one down just as a safety precaution to lock it into place, that if one slips, hopefully the other one have a grip of it. And you can just wrap that round there if you want, just to get it out of the way, or do whatever you want. I've only done that for this demonstration, but myself, I will actually leave it hanging loose, that I can keep an eye on the bottom bobbin, that nothing slips off. So that's that connected. So because this was already tightened, I'm ready to lift the bike. Now you've got this here, and what that does, you've got holes along this upright frame what go in there like that. Now the idea of that is whatever height you're going to lift the bike, you then put that in that hole there, and then slightly let the ram down, that all the weights on that are not on the ram and on the seal, just for a safety. And when you're finished with it, it goes back in there. Right, holding onto the handlebar of the bike, I'm starting to lift, and as you can see, the strap down there has actually got its tension going, and if that strap wasn't there, the front wheel wouldn't come off the ground. And because it's on this bar, it makes it that it lifts the back wheel. But you're seeing another demonstration what I'm actually meaning by that. Now the bike's at a nice angle there to clean it or do whatever you want, but if you want to work on the back wheel or the front wheel or at the side of the engine, you've got the option to go higher. So I will go higher. Right, now I'm going to let this down slightly to line up the holes. I'm going to put that in there like that. So now that safety bar is actually in place, and I'm letting that down. Okay, now all the weight is on that bar, and there's the bike nice and solid. Okay, now that is it. What do you think of that, folks? You know, you can use it for different things. You know, when you buy it, you do what you like with it. You can clean your bike, get to the brakes easy, get to the exhaust easy, get an oil change easy, do anything at that particular height. It's nice for cleaning. You can lower it a bit if you don't want to stoop down, if you're working on the electrics underneath the seat, if you're working on the front fairing or anything like that. or the lights, you know, it is completely up to you. And yes, it is strong. Okay, now it does take a bigger bike than this, but to do different bikes you need the different adapters what go in here for different machines. Now this 081 code for these parts, you know, there's a possibility they do several bikes that I don't know because I'm not the salesman of that. And the same with this side here. But as you can see, there's plenty of room to work under there, and you can actually give yourself more room, which I will demonstrate now. So what I'll do, holding this bar here, the safety bar, make sure you lock that clockwise so you can pump. Give it a little pump, pull out the safety bar, putting it back so you don't mislay it, and let it down nice and slow. Ah, isn't that a grand little machine? So now I've locked that up because I've left it slightly above this here, so I can take it out. And I've taken the strap off there. I loosen this, pull the bar out. Now what I've got to do with this, I've got to remove this and put it onto there to give it a different position. So, finish with this. You then put this in here. Hopefully you can see me screwing that in there, can you? Okay, and then you've got that locking nut, what goes on there to lock it or to adjust it to hold it in place, but I'm having it all the way in for this particular machine. Then I get the strap once again, but this time I've got to make it longer because of what it's doing. So we'll put that in there, that over there. Can you see that? Tighten it up nicely, then put the safety one back on. That's nicely in position. You come back over here, lock that clockwise, get your bar ready, and you start jacking up. Now what's going to happen now is that strap is going to, at that angle, it's going to stop the back wheel from rising. So it waits in that position, and if you can see there nice and clearly, hopefully it's not too dark there the way the clouds have come over, the front wheel is going up nicely. So now, is that high enough to work on the front if you're sitting on a little stool? Or do you want to go higher if you're going to stand up? Now, when that comes up to the next hole, wherever it is, I lock it off, and I'm feeling for it there. Now that's gone in there, I'm going to lower that down a fraction, and all the weight is on that pin there again. Now look at the angle of that bike. That bike is in such a good angle there. You can actually do anything with it. Absolutely brilliant, isn't it? And whether you're cleaning in down here. But yeah, I've just noticed there's a bit of a rust there coming on my frame. Only surface rust. So never spotted that before when I've been down on my knees. So now I'm spotting things I've never spotted before, and I can see underneath the fairing so clearly. It really is amazing. Really is amazing. Okie doke. Right. Oh, I'm impressed with that. Especially the view I can see there. And different things. It's a game changer for me. And it will be for you. So, with this again, I'm going to hire one pump. Take that out. Put it in its safe place. That we know where it is. And we're going to let it down slowly. Keeping your fingers clear of everything. And look at that. It comes down just perfect. Okay. Right, I'm going to lock it off again. Turn it around clockwise to lock it off. Take off the strap. Leave it to one side. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to jack it up without the bar, without the strap, and the motorcycle from that position is front heavy, like all bikes. So we're going to pump again. But this time, as the bike is front heavy, the front wheel waits where it is, and the back is lifting because there is no strap on it. How cool is that? Now, I will go a bit further. I don't mind getting wet, folks. I'm alright. I'm not made of sugar. I hope you like this, folks, and it definitely is a game changer. I'm very pleased with it so far. I've done no work on the bike since I've got it. It's the first time I've lifted, so I'm going to have some lovely evenings when I'm not working. So until then, folks, if you haven't subscribed to this channel so far, please do hit that like button, leave comments and let me know what you think. And this is the Suzuki Gsx 1250 FA on the Abba Skylift. Okay, and if you order one, it's next day delivery. Spot on. Thanks, guys.